All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Felony, and in this video, we're going to talk about breaking news that Jermall Charlo has been arrested for domestic violence, and why I don't put too much credence into this at all. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Felony. In this video, we're going to talk about Jermall Charlo being arrested on third-degree felony assault charges in Fort Bend County, Texas. But before we do that, welcome back to the channel. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos, and make sure that you hit all notifications so that you get all of the notifications. So, article just came out on Boxing Scene, also got reported by TMZ, that the unbeaten two-division reigning WBC world champion titleist was arrested Friday afternoon in Fort Bend, Texas, excuse me, following a warrant executed for his arrest. Charlo was charged with assault causing bodily injury to a family member after having a previous conviction for family violence. A third-degree charge which carries a sentence of 2 to 10 years in prison if he is found guilty. All right, so this is one of several times that Jermall Charlo has been arrested or something like this has come out in the last couple years. One time was related to somebody that he was dating. Another is related to, a burglary charge where there was an issue with his debit card. And to date, I can't tell you, what he was convicted of. Maybe that was a little bit further on, but neither one of those things panned out to be much of anything. And he winds up, making big headlines. After the headlines are made and everybody's like, ha, 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 Jermall Charlo is out there stealing from this person, or he's out here beating this person up. Both of those situations wound up getting put to the side with him not being convicted for anything. So with this particular incident, it's not, when they talk about it in the Boxing Scene article, they say that it's not known whether or not this is a new battery or a new charge, or if this is related to what had happened to him earlier, and now they're just pushing the case, and then they're trying to put him, through the ringer on that. What I'm hoping is not the case for Jermall Charlo, is that he just got on the bad side of law enforcement, and law enforcement is looking, to try to find a way to get that dude, because this seems like a lot of charges to be dropped on this dude back to back to back. And so, I can't say whether the dude is innocent or whether he's guilty, but I will tell you that there was a bunch of stuff that came out about him stealing, for burglary or something, like felony burglary. And all he did was have a dispute over his debit card. And they wind up taking that situation and making it a situation where this guy's getting charged for burglary. Right now, until he actually gets convicted for something, I'm going to say the law enforcement that cried wolf, because you do get in those type of situations where you start seeing the same person being arrested over and over and over again by law enforcement. Sometimes, man, people get grudges with you. I don't know if it's a family member that's got a grudge with them. I don't know if it's somebody in law enforcement that has a grudge against them. It just seems to me that there's just a lot of stuff coming up about him, especially when those things keep coming up, but he keeps getting off from them. And honestly, man, Jermall Charlo to me seems like somebody that is just off the chain violent or whatever. So as we find out more, in the next couple weeks, next couple months or whatever, we'll find out. However, as far as what this means for Jermall Charlo in his career, I don't think it's going to mean much of anything. There's been plenty of circumstances where people who've had charges of battery, domestic violence and stuff put on them, and they wind up, even if they're convicted or they have some type of issue with it, they still wind up being able to fight and continue their career. sometimes the thing just goes all the way away. But specifically, if you look at, for the people that'll say, just assume off the gate that the man is guilty. Look at Sergey Kovalev. Sergey Kovalev was charged with battery, and he had a bunch of, one or two fights before that thing got resolved between him and the person, that had accused him of doing very graphic things, of attacking her dog, and he still got the Canelo Alvarez fight. So I wouldn't assume that because this happened that Jermall Charlo would lose a potential Canelo Alvarez fight, or if he doesn't fight Canelo Alvarez and he fights David Benavidez, I wouldn't assume, or would I suppose, or even think that it would affect this guy's career. To me, this just sounds like a situation. It's probably related to the old situation that they were trying to push. I don't suspect that it is a new situation. And I think the man's going to go on with his career, but that's just my feeling. Again, I don't know. And if it winds up that that this is a new, fresh incident and he's some wild man out there beating up people or whatever, hey man, let justice be served. But what I hope is that people just don't jump to conclusions just because somebody's accused them of stuff. People get accused of stuff all the time, and it winds up not. And oftentimes the things that people are accused of wind up not being true, or there winds up being two sides to the story. Like he had to defend himself from somebody that attacked him. Right? That's very, very possible. But more than likely, there's going to be a lot of people who do not want Jermall Charlo to get a Canelo Alvarez fight. They're going to run around telling a bunch of jokes, calling him this, calling him that. But just remember again that we just went through this a few months ago with Jermall Charlo when he was arrested for burglary, and he winds up them dropping the charges because of was it insufficient evidence? Yeah, insufficient evidence, and also the videotape that they had corroborated his story that he gave them a debit card to pay on the debit card. There was some type of issue with the debit card, and he thought that he had paid. He leaves the place, and it winds up that it didn't go through. And instead of just saying, that something had happened with the card, that they try to get the man on a burglary charge. To me, it just seems like that right there. I think something may be going on with this dude, similar to what happened to Simi. And it's not. Don't tell me it's impossible, because that has happened to boxers before. There's a famous incident of Sonny Liston getting on the wrong side of policemen. I think it was in Philadelphia that he got on the wrong side of policemen. And, pretty much every time he pulled his car over or whatever, he gets arrested. And, well, I think actually he maybe had beaten up a policeman or something like that. But they were just looking for reasons to arrest him every time he came around. And, who knows, man? I hope that's not the case, but we'll find out as more things go on. It's just my gut feeling tells me that this dude's going to get off of that. So I'm going to spare everybody what he should do different in his life story until it winds up that he actually has done something meriting that type of reaction. But anyway, that's my take on the matter. You let me know what you think in the comment section. And with that, I'm out. Peace.